the top, it's time for the video to drop. And today, I made every WWE title intergender in WWE 2K25. Every WWE championship in the WWE has been made intergender. Who is going to end this sim as the world champion on every brand? Let's find out. We have arrived at our first PLE at Backlash, and Nia Jax opens the show defeating Bianca Belair. Jacob Fatu defeats LA Knight. Yeah, it's Tiffy time as Tiffany Stratton defeats Jade Cargill. We have our first intergender match as Braun Breaker defeats Zoe Stark in a no-holds-barred match. Angel and Berto become your WWE Tag Team Champions as they defeat the Good Brothers, Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows. Liv Morgan defeats Raquel Rodriguez, which is very interesting considering they're all in the Judgment Day. And in the main event of the evening, Cody Rhodes defeats Naomi at Backlash. It's now time for NXT Battleground, and we kick things off with Wes Lee defeating Javon Evans for the NXT Championship. Kalani Jordan defeats Tony D'Angelo. Forget about it. Oro Mensah defeats Shawn Spears with the help of Metaphor. Speaking of Metaphor, Thea Hale defeats Noam Dar to become the NXT North American Champion. Roxanne Perez defeats Lola Vice in a singles match. Mark Coffey and Wolfgang defeat Chase U to become the NXT Tag Team Champion. And in the main event of the evening, Trick Willie defeats Obafemi in a last man standing match. At Clash at the Castle, we kick things off with an undisputed WWE Championship match as Damian Priest defeats Jade Cargill in our opening contest. Cody Rhodes defeats Tiffany Stratton in our next matchup. JD McBighead and Finn Balor defeat Alba Fire and Isla Dawn. Nia Jax defeats Bianca Belair. Chelsea Green and Piper Niven defeat Berto and Angel to become the new Tag Team Champions. Otis and Akira Tozawa defeat the New Day to become the World Tag Team Champions. And in the main event of the evening, Liv Morgan defeats Raquel Rodriguez inside of a steel cage. We kick off Money in the Bank with Cody Rhodes becoming the undisputed WWE Champion as he defeats Damian Priest. Otis and Akira Tozawa retain the World Tag Team Championships as they defeat Eric and Ivar. LA Knight, yeah, defeats The Miz in singles competition. Kairi Sane defeats Finn Balor in a match that I can only assume was a heater. Liv Morgan becomes the World Heavyweight Champion as she defeats Sami Zayn. What a matchup that would be. Sonya Deville defeats Dragon Lee to become the Intercontinental Champion. Santos Escobar defeats Uncle Howdy to become the United States Champion. And in the main event of the evening, Gunther wins the Raw Money in the Bank briefcase in a ladder match that featured Jey Uso, Io Sky, Rhea Ripley, CM Punk, Gunther, Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, and Bayley. The following night is NXT Heatwave, and Gallus retains the tag titles as they defeat the Fatal Influence. Roxanne Perez defeats Javon Evans in a one-on-one match. Channing Stacks Lorenzo defeats Jada Parker. Noam Dar wins the NXT North American Championship as he defeats Thea Hale. We then have Andre Chase and Jakara Jackson defeating Lash Legend and Ora Mensah for whatever reason. Tony D'Angelo defeats Gigi Dolan in singles competition. And in the main event of the evening, Wes Lee is still your NXT champion as he defeats Trick Willie. We kick off SummerSlam Night 1 with Chelsea Green and Piper Niven retaining the WWE Tag titles against Pretty Deadly. Roman Reigns defeats Solo Sikoa in a singles matchup. Sonya Deville defeats Scarlett Bordeaux and Ivy Nile in a triple threat match to retain the Intercontinental Championship. Akam and Razor of the Final Testament win the World Tag Team titles as they knock off Akira Tozawa and Otis. Ilya Dragunov defeats Ludwig Kaiser in a singles matchup. Randy Orton defeats Kevin Owens in singles competition. And in the main event of the evening, Liv Morgan is still the World Heavyweight Champion as she defeats Sami Zayn. We kick off SummerSlam Night 2 with Rhea Ripley defeating Logan Paul and Io Sky in a triple threat match. Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne defeat JD McBighead and Finn Balor in a tag match. Karrion Kross defeats Dakota Kai in singles competition. Seth freaking Rollins defeats Drew McIntyre and Bayley in a triple threat match. Tama Tonga with the yeah. And Tonga Loa defeat Berto and Angel in a tag team match. Santos Escobar wins the United States Championship in a triple threat match against B-Fab and Elektra Lopez. And in the main event of the evening, Damian Priest defeats Cody Rhodes for the WWE Undisputed Championship. We kick off Bash in Berlin with Damian Priest defeating Bianca Belair for the Undisputed WWE Championship. Following that, Cody Rhodes defeats Tiffany Stratton in singles competition. Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa defeat DIY in a normal tag match. Seth freaking Rollins defeats Jey Uso in a no-holds-barred match. Asuka and Kairi Sane defeat Otis and Akira Tozawa in a tag match. Sonya Deville defeats Rey Mysterio to become the Intercontinental Champion. And in the main event of the evening, Liv Morgan defeats Rhea Ripley to retain the World Heavyweight Championship. The next night is NXT No Mercy, and Joe Coffey defeats Noam Dar to win the North American Championship. Obafemi defeats Lola Vice in a one-on-one match. Josh Briggs defeats Ora Mensa in singles competition. Gallus are still the tag team champions as they knock off the Meta Girls. We have a big 6-person tag match as Chase U loses to the Fatal Influence of Fallon Henley, JC Jane, and Charlie Dempsey, of course, my favorite member of the Fatal Influence. Roxanne Perez defeats Eddie Thorpe in singles competition. And in the main event of the evening, Wesley is still your NXT champion as he defeats Trick Willie in a no-holds-barred matchup. We kick off Bad Blood with Damian Priest defeating Bianca Belair for the undisputed WWE Championship. Seth freaking Rollins defeats Jey Uso in singles competition. Sonya Deville defeats Scarlett to retain the Intercontinental Championship. Piper Niven and Chelsea Green defeats Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa to retain the WWE Tag Team titles. Santos Escobar knocks off Uncle Howdy to retain the United States Championship. Cody Rhodes defeats Solo Sikoa in a no-holds-barred match. And in the main event of the evening, Liv Morgan defeats Io Sky to retain the World Heavyweight title. What a run Liv Morgan is currently on. We kick off NXT Halloween Havoc with Noam Dar winning the North American Championship as he defeats Joe Coffey. The Fatal Influence defeat the Meta Girls in a tag team matchup. Charlie Dempsey defeats Channing Stacks Lorenzo in singles competition. Trick Willie defeats Obafemi in a singles match. Wendy Chu then defeats Oro Mensah in a singles match of their own. Javon Evans defeats Eddie Thorpe in another singles matchup. And in the main event of the evening, Roxanne Perez becomes the NXT champion as she dethrones Wes Lee. We kick off Survivor Series with a big Wargames match as the New Day, Otis, and Akira Tozawa take on the Judgment Day with Grayson Waller joining them. And it's the team of Judgment Day and Grayson Waller who pick up the win. We then have Damian Priest defeating Naomi to retain the undisputed WWE Championship. Cody Rhodes defeats Solo Sikoa. Raquel Rodriguez defeats Sheamus. Liv Morgan retains the world title as she defeats Alexa Bliss. Drew McIntyre defeats Bayley. Dirty Dominic Mysterio wins the Intercontinental Championship as he defeats Sonya Deville. LA Knight, wins the United States Championship as he beats Santos Escobar. And in the main event of the evening, Alba Fire, Isla Dawn, Rhea Ripley, and Asuka defeat Maxine Dupree, Ivy Nile, Becky Lynch, and Natalya in a Wargames match. We have reached the Royal Rumble, and it is Becky Lynch who wins the 30-woman Royal Rumble matchup. Charlotte Flair then defeats Kevin Owens in singles competition. LA Knight, defeats Eric Rowan for the United States Championship. Cruz del Toro and Joaquin Wilde are your World Tag Team Champions as they defeat Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. Nia Jax is the new undisputed WWE Champion as she defeats Damian Priest. Piper Niven and Chelsea Green defeat the Street Profits to retain the WWE Tag Team titles. Gunther defeats Logan Paul. Dirty Dominic Mysterio retains the Intercontinental title as he defeats Dragon Lee. And CM Punk wins the 30-man Royal Rumble matchup. We kick off NXT Vengeance Day with Charlie Dempsey retaining the NXT North American Championship as he defeats Jada Parker. Eddie Thorpe defeats Shotzi one-on-one. Channing Stacks Lorenzo defeats Gigi Dolan in a singles matchup. Noam Dar defeats Shawn Spears in singles competition. Brooks Jensen defeats Lexis King. Ethan Page defeats Javon Evans, very similar to what's currently happening at NXT in present day. And in the main event of the evening, Roxanne Perez retains the NXT Championship as she defeats Lola Vice in a steel cage matchup. We kick off the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view with Tegan Nox defeating Michin, Nikki Cross, Candice LeRae, Elektra Lopez, and B-Fab in the Elimination Chamber. Io Sky retains the World Heavyweight Championship as she defeats Rhea Ripley. Charlotte Flair defeats Kevin Owens. Gunther defeats Alexa Bliss. Nia Jax retains the undisputed WWE Championship as she defeats Cody Rhodes. Zoe Stark and Shayna Baszler defeats the Judgment Day. Dirty Dominic Mysterio is still your Intercontinental Champion as he defeats Dragon Lee. LA Knight, defeats Andrade for the United States Championship. And in the main event of the evening, The Miz wins an Elimination Chamber match that also featured R-Truth, Apollo Crews, Carmelo Hayes, Jimmy Uso, and Jacob Fatu. We kick off WrestleMania Night 1 with Dirty Dominic Mysterio retaining the Intercontinental Championship against Ludwig Kaiser. Cody Rhodes defeats Solo Sikoa. Raquel Rodriguez defeats Karrion Kross. Uncle Howdy defeats Indy Hartwell. LA Knight, defeats Nikki Cross to retain the United States Championship. Carmelo Hayes defeats Elektra Lopez. Rey Mysterio defeats Chad Gable. Jey Uso defeats Bayley. And in the main event of Night 1, Jade Cargill defeats Nia Jax to become the undisputed WWE Champion in a ladder match. We then kick off NXT Stand and Deliver with the North American Championship on the line as Charlie Dempsey defeats Noam Dar. We have a crazy 6-person matchup that Tony D'Angelo wins against Gigi Dolan, Ora Mensah, Brooks Jensen, Jada Parker, as well as Kalani Jordan. Joe Coffey defeats Wendy Chu. The NXT Tag Team titles are on the line as Fraxium defeats the Meta Girls as well as Fatal Influence in a triple threat tag. Obafemi defeats Cora Jade in a singles match. Wes Lee defeats Javon Evans. And in the main event of the evening, Roxanne Perez defeats Ethan Page for the NXT Championship. And in our last event of this Universe Mode Sim, it is WrestleMania Night 2. We kick things off with Naomi defeating Roman Reigns inside of a Hell in a Cell. Tegan Nox defeats Candice LeRae in an Iron Woman matchup. Pretty Deadly defeat the Good Brothers in a normal tag. Ivy Nile defeats Carmella. Randy Orton defeats Kevin Owens in a Hell in a Cell match. Braun Breaker defeats Maxine Dupri. Dakota Kai defeats Sonya Deville. The Street Profits defeat Chelsea Green and Piper Niven for the WWE Tag Team titles. And in the main event of the evening, Rhea Ripley defeats Io Sky to become the World Heavyweight Champion. So as we end this sim, your final champions are as follows. Rhea Ripley is the world champion. Dirty Dom, the Intercontinental champion. World Tag Team champions are the LWO. Jade Cargill is the undisputed WWE champion. LA Knight is the United States champion. The Street Profits are the WWE Tag champions. Roxanne Perez is your NXT champion. Charlie Dempsey is the North American champion. And Fraxium are the Tag Team champions. Let me know down in the comment section below what Universe Mode Sim you would like to see next. And as always and forever, take it easy though, y'all. Peace!